All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today marks a huge step forward in my life and actually for the YouTube channel as well. You could probably grasp from the title of the video or maybe the thumbnail, maybe both. I don't know. I haven't named it yet as I'm recording this, but we're building a shop on the back half of my property over here. So this is something that I've been wanting to do my entire adult life ever since I got into cars when I was like 18. And I haven't always just built Toyotas. I used to build Nissan 240 SXs, used to build motors for those, the SR20s, the RBs, all that stuff. And I used to have a Corvette too. And that's kind of what started the desire for the shop, because the clutch went out and I had to drop that entire torque tube, which if you haven't seen that, I'll put a picture on the screen right now of what that looks like. It's a lot of work. And that was all done in my parents' driveway on my back. And ever since that point, I've wanted a shop. I wanted a place to be able to work on things, to build things, to have a lift, to have all my tools. And now I'm finally in a position to be able to do that. They're supposed to come out tomorrow to start on the foundation work. And what I need to do today is start capping off some sprinklers that are going to be directly under that foundation. So obviously we don't want 4 sprinklers under a concrete foundation, just soaking everything with water every time the sprinklers run. So I started pulling out some sprinklers last week and I capped those off. So now I need to get the rest of them and cap them off as well. So the plan for the shop is to have it butt up to my neighbor's right here. So that one's a 30 by 40. I'm putting up a 36 by 48. And you can see I started digging up the sprinklers right here. It's funny, the grass decides to grow, or the weeds, because it actually has some water. So I found that this one tees off here and then it goes that way towards the shop. And then it's the same thing over here. I dug this one up and I traced it this way. See, that one's capped. Trace it this way. And I didn't need to, actually trench this and pull this out since it's capped back there, but I started doing it anyway. I'm definitely not going to do it the whole way, but I need to cut this out, fill that back up. There was a sprinkler here and then there was a sprinkler over there, and both of those are now capped. So it's the same thing on this side, sprinkler here and sprinkler there. I need to find them, so I might turn the sprinklers on real quick and then we'll get started on capping this line over here. Now, you may be wondering why I had to find my sprinklers, and it's because they were all broken, so I didn't know where any of them were. So that's why I didn't just, cap them off to start off with, because I didn't know where they were. So I just turned the sprinklers on. These are the wrong ones. Let's go ahead and switch this off. Check the other ones. Maybe it's that one. Let's see. Nope, of course. The very last one that we're gonna go to. So these ones are gonna turn on the sprinklers that we want, I think. So that should turn on over here. Yeah, that pipe, that PVC pipe is going to this rotor over here and that rotor back there. So I think there's like 5 per zone. So we have 1, 2, 3, because that was 1, 4, and then 5. So I'm gonna cut it and cap it right here, and this should sever the supply for that sprinkler and that sprinkler, which are both directly in the footprint of the foundation. Well, these guys actually showed up today and they're working a lot faster than I thought they would be. I didn't even know they were here. They parked their truck and they left it here for tomorrow. I was in the house and I looked out the back door and I saw this, and they already started working on all this prep here. So now I don't know where those sprinklers are, and they left me just enough room on the other side of the truck to still cap that line. So I definitely need to get this done right now. And then they also gave me a nice little entryway back there by the canal to bring the Land Cruiser and other vehicles down in here into this area right here where the shop will be. So man, I gotta get to work. I gotta cap those lines off so that they don't have any interference tomorrow.
Okay, so I don't really know how to make sprinkler content entertaining, but here's what I've got. I'm just gonna talk about other things in relation to the house. So when we bought the house, which is on about an acre, everything in terms of the acre was completely neglected. Our neighbors keep telling us how happy they are that we actually take care of the yard, because these previous people that lived here, they used to fight over who would mow the lawn, and eventually they would get to like a standstill and nobody would mow it, to the point where the neighbors would actually come and mow it. And as I've started taking care of everything, now the back half of the acre is not a representation of that, but everything else looks a lot better, trust me. But as I've started taking care of this land, things have started to like unearth themselves from deep in the soil. Like it's rising from the dead, and we're finding shovels, rakes, plastic, trash, tile, toys, all sorts of things in the backyard. We pick up trash every day that just starts coming out of that soil. And this is the most dad thing ever to say, and it feels lame to admit it, but I actually really enjoy taking care of the lawn and rejuvenating it back to, like a living green lawn. It's actually a lot of fun. Also, I don't typically make life update or vlog videos like this, but if you're into it and you enjoy this, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll make some more. And if you're new here, we're currently building an 80 series Land Cruiser, and there will be plenty more builds on this channel besides that in the future. So hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. I'm trying to hit 15,000 this year.
All right, so I got the sprinklers all capped off, and I'm gonna turn the sprinklers on right now, and I'm gonna end up getting his truck with the sprinkler, so I gotta be fast. But I expect this to turn on here, be capped, and then these two over here should have nothing. So there's some funny pipe in there, which I thought was different because the rest of it's all PVC. These ones have funny pipe. So before, there it's hitting his truck. So now this is not going. And this one over here, let's hurry up so we don't get his truck too wet. And then this one's not going. So I'm gonna fill both those up and we're good to go. Let's go check this thing real quick to see if it's leaking from that cap, just to be sure. And then I think we'll be ready for tomorrow. All right, I think we're good. We're definitely not leaking. Yep, we're good to go. Let me turn these off, and then, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
So this guy that you see right here on the four-wheeler is not part of the construction crew helping build this shop. He's a concerned neighbor from somewhere across the street saying that we can't be bringing materials back here on this access road, that we don't have any easements or the right to use it. So we went ahead and let him just go on his way. Maybe he's having a bad day or something. And I called the city, and it turns out that each person along this canal bank owns the land up to the water in the canal. So I do have a right to use this road, and all we had to do was just ask our neighbors if it was cool if we brought some materials back there, and of course they all said yes. But in the future we are going to be building a road to go into the backyard, or a path rather, not a road. But as for right now, this is what we have, so we're just working with this.
Alright guys, so here's where we're leaving off after the first couple days of construction on this project. Sorry for the quick time lapse. I set it to 5 seconds and that was way too long. and it made this whole process about 18 seconds or so, or however long that previous time lapse was. So anyway, here we are. It's all a learning process. So we have the trusses here, we have the lumber package, and then we have the posts. These, I believe these are the posts that will actually go in the ground. They'll be cemented in, they'll support the whole entire pole barn. And I think that's probably a hardware kit over there. They also dropped off a porta potty, so the workers out here can still use the restroom. So let's take a look at what they've accomplished. I've done nothing, I'm just recording and bothering them. So we have all the gravel work done here. And basically this is a foundation for the concrete to lay on. And just walking across this thing now, I'm kind of getting a sense of how much room we're gonna have in this shop. And it's not insignificant, that's for sure. Say hi to the horses. Hey guys, how's it going? This guy's new. I think they're having some family time or something. Oh, getting closer. Hey. Anyway, so I think the next steps are probably going to be to get all the holes drilled to lay those posts down and start framing this thing up is what I would imagine is going to happen next on this project. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the shop build. I'll try to keep this series going, but just a forewarning, I'm trying to stay out of these guys' way. I don't want to be a nuisance out there with the camera the whole time, following them, tracking their every move. So what's likely going to be in the next videos is a lot of time-lapse footage, and I'll try to get any additional footage that I can with either this camera or a drone or something, but I really don't want to be in their way. So I'm going to try to get you guys a whole series on this, but we'll just have to see what happens. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.